The Broncos make a big splash.
It's like we're getting Peyton Manning all over again.
Russell Wilson is coming to Denver.
Finally, someone who can actually lead the team.
Tonight, we're breaking down the deal that's bringing one of football's biggest names to the Mile High City.
Lifting up those displaced by the Marshall Fire.
A lot of the families that are at this hotel have actually, been here for about 9 weeks.
Tonight, how Denver 7 Gives is stepping in to give them a taste of home.
It might sound like a simple dinner, a simple meal, but really it makes their whole entire day.
We're going to begin with a weather action day. Our brief break from the snow is just hours away from ending.
So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson tracking when the snow will start and how much we'll see. Mike?
The good news is we'll get through the morning drive, but not the afternoon. This was the view late this afternoon. Looking to the northwest from Westminster, you can see some of the clouds way up over the mountains, some high clouds. Those are the feathery forerunners of a change in the weather coming quickly. We have winter weather advisories, mountains and plains that go into Thursday morning, and across the state, most of Colorado is pretty colorful right now with the winter weather advisories, the winter storm warnings up in the mountains, winter storm watch out on the far eastern plains. It's because of this cold front dropping southward, and on the other side of that front, it's already down to 12 degrees at Casper, Wyoming, 14 at Cheyenne. That moves through early tomorrow morning. So overnight, we get mountain snow. The snow develops in Denver by 9 a.m. tomorrow, and by tomorrow afternoon's drive, slick roads and very cold conditions and bitter cold weather expected by Thursday morning. It's not going to be a storm for the record books, but it will be one that will cause some disturbances and some delays. We'll have details on how much to expect in your neighborhood and when the worst of the storm will be in just a few minutes.
All right, now to the Broncos. They pull off a blockbuster. 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson is coming to Denver.
Broncos are sending to the Seattle Seahawks quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, and multiple draft picks, including the number 9 pick in next month's draft. So in return, though, the Broncos are getting a proven winner and leader.
And tonight, Broncos insider Troy Rank is breaking down what this trade means heading into next season.
It was nothing short of a seismic shift out here at UC Health Training Center. After losing out on Aaron Rodgers, moments later, the Broncos acquire Russell Wilson in a blockbuster deal. And frankly, this changes everything. For the last 6 years, the Broncos have missed out on the playoffs. They've had 5 consecutive losing seasons. The one common denominator, underwhelming quarterback play. In the AFC West, it was like, which one of these is not like the other? They couldn't compete at the most important position in sports. But GM George Paton made it a priority. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Those were the 2 plans. He lands Russell Wilson, who's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He's played his best on the biggest stage. He embraces competition. He will become the face of the franchise. And this now allows you to address multiple other needs in free agency and the draft, like outside linebacker, like defensive line, like tight end, and maybe even a right tackle. It sounds like a lot. It's not, because you finally solved the quarterback question for years to come. WrestleMania has arrived in Denver. For Denver 7, I'm Troy Rank.
Going to be fun. So what's Broncos country saying about Russell Wilson? We talked to several fans, very excited to see him coming to town.
It's unbelievable they got him to come here. We needed a quarterback. We got it. Time for Super Bowl wins.
I think Denver is a football city, and we've lacked some enthusiasm for a while, and I think he's going to bring a ton of energy, and he's in the prime of his career, so I'm really happy about it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do and, hopefully change things up and bring a spark to this team. I'm really excited for this season that's coming up.
Fans are also sharing their thoughts on the Denver 7 Facebook page. Ron writes, they can keep Rodgers. This was my choice all along. Meanwhile, Scott has expectations, telling us for what they gave, he better produce a Super Bowl win or it's a huge waste. And then Shirley's very excited as well. Shirley says, looking forward to a new season of hope and a much more successful season than years past. Go Broncos.
And what about when you'll be able to buy a Russell Wilson jersey? Well, patience, friends. Derek Friedman is the owner of Sports Fan, a chain of stores in the Denver area, and he says it will take Nike time to produce a new jersey, but he expects them to be ready in the coming weeks and months. And when it comes to sales, he believes Wilson's jersey could outsell Peyton Manning's and Tim Tebow's.
This is a massive, massive deal. Broncos country has to be absolutely elated about it and super excited to get out as quickly as possible to get the jerseys and shirts and all those things when they start arriving in the stores.
Friedman says Wilson jerseys will sell at the same price as all the other jerseys. Right now, Broncos jerseys through the NFL's online shop sell for about $120.
The U.S. announces one of its most punishing sanctions yet on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Today, President Biden announced a ban on Russian oil imports. And oil already is trading at some of the highest prices we have seen in a long time. And the president is reminding Americans defending democracy comes with a price.
There will be cost as well here in the United States. I said I would level with the American people from the beginning. And when I first spoke to this, I said defending freedom is going to cost. It's going to cost us as well in the United States. Republicans and Democrats understand that. Republicans and Democrats alike have been clear that we must do this.
So yes, a ban on Russian oil will mean higher gasoline prices in the U.S. AAA says the average price for a gallon of regular right now in Colorado, $3.83. That's a 12-cent increase from yesterday. And prices are varying by location, of course. But our digital team has a 360 in-depth email newsletter where you can compare prices all over Colorado.
Meanwhile, major U.S. companies are putting their businesses on hold in Russia. Today, McDonald's and Starbucks announced they will close all their stores in Russia. Coca-Cola and Pepsi will also stop stocking their products on Russian shelves. And tonight, we're hearing again from a Colorado native and his wife experiencing the chaos in Ukraine. I introduced you to Joe and Dasha Reimers last Friday night. This newly married couple moved from Kyiv to Lviv near the border with Poland ahead of Russia's invasion. Now, Dasha's family is in Mariupol, one of the eastern Ukrainian cities currently encircled by Russian invaders. And on CNN tonight, Dasha described the hell her loved ones are living through.
They are hiding in the church basement for the last 9 days now, and there's no water, gas, electricity in the city.
And the Reimers could have left Ukraine but stayed behind because they didn't feel right leaving Dasha's family. During their time in Lviv, they've been helping refugees find places to stay.
Dasha has an aunt and an uncle and cousins who live here, and so she got pretty connected with the community here. And she started doing a lot of things, but one thing she did is she kind of made a directory of places all around Ukraine that are taking in displaced people and refugees, phone numbers they can call.
And Joe is a graduate of Colorado State, and his college friends have set up a fund to support the Reimers and their efforts in Ukraine. And we have that information posted right now at thedenverchannel.com. Denver 7 Gives is committed to helping those displaced by the Marshall Fire.
So 2 months after that fire destroyed more than 1,000 homes in Boulder County, dozens of victims are still living in hotels.
And thanks to your generous donations to Denver 7 Gives, Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen and I helped serve up a taste of home.
That looks good.
At the Residence Inn in Broomfield.
We've got kind of like this 2 hot plate situation.
If anyone deserves a little comfort food.
That's like one less thing that we've got to deal with.
These guests do.
Every day feels like moving through concrete that's setting because it gets a little bit harder every day because I just want to be back home.
Smoke damage from the Marshall Fire forced Wanda Archer out of her home. Remediation, supposed to take 2 weeks, still isn't finished after 2 months.
Even though I have this kitchen, it's still difficult. I don't have all the tools that I need. I go to the store and think I'm going to make a salad, and I come back and I open the fridge. I'm like, seriously, I don't have salad dressing.
And when they get back to the hotel at night, I've just heard how grateful they are to have a hot meal ready.
Tiffany Tilka is a volunteer with Operation Hotel Sanity, a group delivering home-cooked meals to Marshall Fire victims still living in hotels.
But there's definitely some burnout there. We've had volunteers who have been cooking for the same family 2 times a week, since this all started.
Who's ready for dinner?
So Denver 7 Gives decided to give those volunteers the night off.
That's some home cooking right there.
Thanks to your generous donations. Hosting Dickie's Barbecue Night for more than 40 people displaced by the fire.
Even though we're 9 weeks in, it is still happening, and for some people it's just beginning.
In this hotel, those united by fire have formed a remarkable bond, taking comfort in each other, and on this night, a little comfort food.
I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. To have another chance during the week to get together has just been very uplifting for all of us, so thank you.
The Residence Inn in Broomfield, Jacqueline Allen for Denver 7 Gives.
And we would like to thank Dickies for giving a discount, and these families thank you and your generosity for helping them feel like they are not forgotten.
More than just a trunk.
After he was gone, we just, we said, you know what? we are going to get that one, and we're going to make that for his memory, and we're going to dedicate it to him.
A Colorado family searching desperately for a special vehicle that pays tribute to a loved one. And tonight, how you can help.
Plus, we've heard from the fans, but what about the players? Tonight, Broncos weigh in on the trade, bringing Russell Wilson to Denver.
Most of the state covered in some type of a warning or advisory. I'll let you know how much snow to expect in your neighborhood.